Continental Tire Coach's Corner. Coach. Luke Walton will join us. Continental Tire, proud to be the exclusive tire of the Dan Patrick Show, no matter where you drive or what you drive. Continental designs tires for what you do. For more information, visit continentaltire.com. Continental Tire for what you do. He is the head coach of the Lakers. He's Luke Walton back on the program. We were wondering, over under, how many Grateful Dead concerts you went to with your dad?
I'd probably say about 9 or 10.
Okay. I thought it might have been higher.
I was pretty young. Let me rephrase that. 9 or 10 that I can remember. They used to take us to a bunch when we were little, not like that, but when we were little kids that I don't really recall. But once we got a little bit older, I remember going to some of the shows with him.
Did you understand why your dad loved the Grateful Dead so much?
No idea. As a kid, I had no idea why my dad did most of the things that he did. It hasn't. Not until I've gotten older have I really started to appreciate what he was all about, and what it was like, and how cool it was growing up with him.
When did you realize how famous your dad was?
Probably in junior high school. I always remember being a kid and people stopping and asking for pictures, but I just didn't really get it until I got a little older, and I got really into basketball myself, and was playing in camps. And then, people would really, everywhere I go, people would tell me, "You have any idea how great your dad was?" And I'd be like, "No."
He's a funny dude. I was telling a story that I gave him a ride one time from New Jersey to New York into the city, and I had a Jetta, and he sat in the front seat and sang at the top of his lungs Bob Dylan songs the entire trip from New Jersey NBA entertainment to the city. And I tried to turn the volume up as loud as I could to drown out your dad. I couldn't do it. He was singing at the top of his lungs and not singing well.
No, he's a terrible singer, which is unfortunate because his father and my uncle both, they both got some bass in their voice, and they can carry a song for sure. But he's awful, and he loves he loves to sing. But to his credit, he loves life. So as bad as he is at singing, he enjoys it. He'll break into Bob Dylan quotes whenever he feels appropriate. Neil Young, same way. But he's a good man.
He's Luke Walton, the Lakers head coach. They went 26-56 this year. What was management's game plan once you're not playoff eligible?
To put on. Well, at first, the biggest thing on the game plan was trying to set a foundation for what we need to do, where we're going to be, next year and the year after that, and then obviously we're trying to win as many games as possible. Now, once we got to a place where the playoffs weren't going to be a realistic thing, then it was about setting that foundation still, but also at the same time getting our young guys. We have 5 or 6 guys under the age of 24 that are a big part of what we're doing. So we had to get them as much experience as possible. Let them feel what it's like to be in a 2-point game down the stretch, draw up plays for guys. When you need to get a stop in a score, and so it was really about getting them as much experience as we could, but still holding them to a standard of play as far as the style of play and the way we want to play each and every night.
Mark Cuban came out and said that the Mavs tanked, that he makes no excuses for it, that he played young guys, but he was trying to improve their draft status, their ping pong opportunities. Is there anything wrong with that? Because you had to rest players, whether it was your decision or not, but Luol Deng or Mozgov, and you're sitting down guys that may have given you a better chance. You do get the young guys some playing time, but is there it feels like it's the current culture, Luke, that once you get there, that this is what we need to do.
Yeah, and there's I won't say there's nothing wrong with it. It's obviously it's not what's meant, what the whole lottery is set up for, what the NBA is about. I totally understand the idea behind it. I mean, you're talking about the possibility of, totally changing the future of your franchise with certain draft picks. For us, our philosophy has been the Lakers. We've lost way too much over the past 3 or 4 seasons, and winning isn't something that just happens. You have to develop it as a skill. Just like anything else in the game, you have to learn how to win. You have to know what it feels like to win. And myself, talking with Magic and Rob down the stretch, we all believe like when you do things the right way, good things are gonna happen for you and happen for our team. So we wanted our young guys to feel what it was like to win. Now, obviously, if you lose when you're in that type of situation, it doesn't hurt as bad because there's a positive side to the lottery. But we wanted our young guys out there playing as hard as they could, trying to win every game that they every time they were on the court, just to help build that winning culture back up that we haven't had here in a few years.
What if you don't agree with the front office on who you should take a draft pick, whether it's the number 2 pick or at the end of the first round?
Well, that's going to be their call, right? Because it's we have a great relationship where we all we sit in rooms and pretty much we talk basketball every day, which I love, and we sit around and we all give our opinions. And when it comes to coaching, they've told me this is where we're going to throw suggestions at you, but that's your team. Whatever you feel is best, that's what we want you doing. And it's going to be the same way with the draft pick. I'm going to sit in a room. I'm going to tell Rob and Magic who I like, the type of players I want to coach, and they're going to take that into consideration. And if there's 2 minutes left on the clock and they think, I want somebody and they want somebody else, that's their job is to make that draft pick. So there's not going to be any argument about it after the hand. Once we take whoever we take, then we're all on board with it, and that's where we're moving. So just like the coaching decisions, the final decisions is all me and how I feel is best for the team. When it comes to drafting, it's going to be the final say will be theirs and what they think is best for the team.
Have you bought a pair of tennis shoes that cost $495?
I don't think I've ever bought any shoes that have cost $495. You got to remember, I was raised by hippies, so we clothes and shoes. It was whatever the NBA was giving my dad for free. That's what we wore growing up.
So you haven't bought the Big Baller brand tennis shoes, is what I'm getting at, Luke.
No, I know what you're getting at.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right. Okay. I wasn't sure.
I was playing dumb. No, I have not. Yeah, I was. I have not bought those. Kobe Bryant's still nice enough. Nico at Nike, his guy up there, is still nice enough to send me down the Kobe Bryant. So those are what I wear when I'm on the basketball court.
Why is it assumed that you'll draft Lonzo Ball?
Well, obviously he's from LA. He's went to UCLA, and he's an unbelievable player. I mean, I absolutely love his game, the way he passes, the way he he makes everybody on his team better. It's an unbelievable skill. It's a joy watching him play. I think that's just right now on paper a great fit, but the reality is there is a lot of really, really talented kids in this draft, and our scouts are evaluating every one of them. They're putting together film edits for me, and I'm watching my part, and we're going to dive into what they're like. We're going to call their schools and see how they treated the managers on the team, and we're going to call the trainers and see, were they good when they came to the training room when they needed to get healthy. Everything about them. When you're talking about draft picks this high, there's going to be a lot of research done going into it. So that'll play into who we draft as well.
But would you ask somebody about LaVar Ball's involvement at UCLA in regards to Lonzo Ball? Would you ask Steve Alford about that?
I wouldn't personally, but yeah, somebody in our organization will. Absolutely.
Well, it just seems like you're taking the right steps with this of asking the people behind the scenes, and I don't know if that concerns you at all with LaVar Ball's involvement. Is that a topic of discussion?
Not yet. When we get closer to the draft, I'm sure we'll have all we'll get a packet of information on every player that we're really interested in, and then we'll sit down and discuss it all. But right now, I'm not concerned at all. I'm mostly concerned with what player can help us win more than 26 games the most.
Before I let you go, if I had a dunk contest for coaches, NBA head coaches,
yeah,
who's winning?
Oh, I don't know how many fans you're going to get on this, Dan.
No, we will. We will.
I can still dunk, but I'm gonna have to get properly warmed and stretched, and there's not gonna be much behind it. I'm not sure off the top of my head if how many coaches can even still dunk the ball.
What about Jay Kidd?
I mean, he's the only other one I'm thinking of. The other young coaches, I don't think Brad Stevens is dunking. I don't think Earl Watson is dunking. I bet Jay Kidd could still get up. He looks like he's in pretty good shape. But it'll probably come down to stamina between the two of us. Who's going to get tired first?
I don't know. I think Thibodeau can get up. I think he's got some mad hops too.
I'll leave that one alone.
Absolutely. Hey, great to talk to you as always, and good luck here over the next month.
Dan, thanks for having me on.
All right, that's Luke Walton. He hung in there with some of those questions. Continental Tire Coach's Corner, Seton. It's a Continental Tire Coach's Corner.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep, proud exclusive tire of the Dan Patrick Show. And no matter where you drive or what you drive, Continental designs tires for what you do. For more information, visit ContinentalTire.com. Continental Tire, Seton, for what you do.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.